China, in the mid-19th century, was a civilization at its breaking point. The Qing dynasty ruled over hundreds of millions, but its power was hollow. Corruption rotted the bureaucracy. Population growth strained the land. Floods, droughts, and famine haunted the countryside. For the common people, survival itself was a daily struggle. Few could imagine that the greatest threat to the empire would not come from foreign armies, but from within. His name was Hong Xiuquan. A poor scholar from southern China, Hong believed education was his escape from poverty. Again and again, he sat for the imperial exams. And again, he failed. After his final failure, Hong collapsed, physically and mentally. During his illness, he experienced vivid visions. He saw heaven. He saw demons. And he saw a divine figure who called him son. Years later, after reading Christian pamphlets, Hong reached a staggering conclusion. He was the younger brother of Jesus Christ. And he had been chosen to destroy demons on earth. Hong began to preach. He rejected Confucian traditions. He denounced idols, ancestors, and the Qing rulers themselves. His message spread quickly among the poor, the landless, and the desperate. This movement became known as the God Worshippers Society. They promised a new world. Shared land. Equality between men and women. An end to old hierarchies. For millions who had nothing, it sounded like salvation. To the Qing government, it was heresy. In 1850, words turned into war. The Taiping rose in open rebellion. Armed with religious zeal and sheer numbers, they overwhelmed local Qing forces. Entire towns fell in days. Peasant armies swelled into the hundreds of thousands. The empire's grip on southern China shattered. What began as a religious movement became a full-scale civil war. In 1853, the unimaginable happened. The Taiping captured Nanjing, one of China's greatest cities. They renamed it Tianjin, the heavenly capital. Hong Xiuquan crowned himself the heavenly king. Strict religious laws were imposed. Men and women were segregated. Disobedience was punished harshly. The dream of heaven on earth had become rigid and violent. The war spread like wildfire. Cities burned. Fields were abandoned. Famine followed the armies. This was not a war of soldiers alone. Civilians were caught in the middle, starved, displaced, slaughtered. Entire regions were emptied of life. By the end, the death toll would reach 20 to 30 million, possibly more. One of the deadliest conflicts in human history. Inside the Heavenly Kingdom, unity collapsed. Taiping leaders turned on one another. Purges and executions tore the movement apart. Hong Xiuquan withdrew from public life, growing paranoid and isolated. The rebellion that promised equality and justice was now consumed by fear and bloodshed. Heaven was tearing itself apart. The Qing learned from disaster. Regional commanders like Qing-era raised loyal armies. Modern weapons were introduced. Western powers quietly backed Qing's stability over chaos. Slowly, methodically, the empire pushed back. The Taiping lost ground, city by city, river by river. By 1864, Tianjin was surrounded. Inside the city, starvation spread. Disease ravaged the population. Hong Xiuquan died, likely from illness or poison. Soon after, Qing forces stormed the city. What followed was annihilation. The Taiping Heavenly Kingdom was erased. China survived. But it was forever changed. The Qing dynasty emerged weakened, dependent on regional warlords. The old order was broken. The Taiping Rebellion left scars that would shape China's future revolutions. A vision born of faith. A war fueled by desperation. And a cost measured in millions of lives. History remembers emperors and conquerors. But sometimes, the most powerful forces are belief, suffering, and the people who have nothing left to lose. For more AI-animated history documentaries, subscribe to ApexTV_PH.